Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. You know, do you have a PS5 or an Xbox Series X or S? I certainly don't. And this has now been going on, what? They came out in November, December, January, February, March, April. This is 5 months, right? We're in 5 months now since they've been launched. And I still can't find them anywhere. It has been extremely frustrating. And I know a lot of friends of mine are experiencing the same thing. I see people on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, all over the place saying, what in the hell is happening here? We can't get any of these consoles that are in demand. You know, a couple of days ago, I was thinking about, I'm just going to go check on Best Buy and see if there's any in stock. You know, I subscribe to all these notifications on Twitter and things. And I thought, well, let's give it a try. And they had nothing. Nothing in stock. I remember I seen one notification, and to be honest with you, my brother-in-law got really lucky, I guess, around that time, and he was able to get an Xbox Series X, but I did not. I did not get anything. By the time that notification went up, and by the time I got to my computer and got onto the website for Best Buy, they were all sold out. That's how fast it is. And I know I've read some articles and other YouTubers have discussed some of these issues with these notifications. Sometimes they go up too late, or you know, they're not on time with these things. So you have people who are literally on their computer all the time just waiting, and as soon as they're restocked, they take them before they even have time to announce it to the rest of us. You know, I don't have the time for that, and most people don't. Plus scalpers, right? You have bots and people out there who are literally just waiting for this stuff, buy a whole bunch of them so they're out of stock immediately, and then resell it to us for outrageous prices. And if you are thinking about buying an Xbox Series X or S or a PlayStation 5, do not buy them from a scalper, right? There's no point in doing that. I mean, here in Canada, I've seen some of these on eBay that are going up for, you know, $1,800. One I think was $2,000. Ridiculous, ridiculous. You don't need to be buying that, right? Save your money until they come back in stock, whenever that is. I still don't know when that's going to be. I've been waiting. I thought, you know, with the pandemic, it's been tough, supply chains. I hear there's like a computer chip issue, manufacturing enough of those, so there's a shortage of that. And it's just not, you know, gaming, these technology companies for video games having issues. It's also, you know, phones and cell phones and tablets and computers. They're all having issues getting this stuff going, with supply chains being down or at half capacity because of the global pandemic. But I was thinking, by now at least, there'd be a little bit better, a little bit more supply. It's unfortunate that it's not, because the demand is extremely high still. And I think it's great, and part of that's, as I've said before, is fueled because of the pandemic. People are at home. I mean, here in Ontario again, we're under a lockdown for 28 days. This is April, and we're still under lockdowns, and it won't be lifted based on that math until the beginning of May. So, you know, that's just the way it is. If you're stuck at home, and it's literally a lockdown, stay-at-home order, so if you don't have to go to work and you're not an essential worker, you're not supposed to leave your home. So you have all these people that are either being laid off or stuck at home twiddling their thumbs. So they buy consoles, and that's why you've seen such huge, outrageous demand, not just for current gen consoles, but retro consoles and retro gaming, because people are like, I'm at home, might as well fire up some old games and enjoy some nostalgia. It's great for the industry, I think. It's great for the hobby, and I'm hoping some of that continues, and that bug to play some of these games continues, because I do think gaming is a very interesting hobby, often an underrated hobby as well still. But yeah, I don't know when we're gonna get more Xbox Series X's or S's or PS5s in stock, and it's very frustrating, very frustrating. I'm hoping to get one for my birthday, at least a PlayStation 5, hopefully for that. And if I get an Xbox, I'm hoping to get the Xbox Series X because I always support physical media as best I can. Especially now with by now with this video going out, many of you would have already heard about what PlayStation is doing and Sony with removing Vita support in the PlayStation 3 store, and all those games, like thousands of games I think are now that are just digital only, are going to be possibly gone. You'll never be able to reorder them again. If you've already downloaded them, you get them still, you can play them, but who knows, right? If they shut everything down and they decide, nah, you're on a PlayStation 3, you get no support anymore, you lose all of them. That was my biggest fear in my one video that I'll link to this, hopefully, where I talked about that. That was my fear, that will happen, and it might just happen. So you could lose all these games and experiences permanently, which is terrible. But anyways, that's a totally different issue. But anyways, I'm hoping that we can get these back in stock, and I'm really hoping to get at least my hands on one of these before the end of the year. You know, I've heard some articles and some reviewers and that saying that it's possible they might not get fixed and get really back into stock at all until 2022. Like, crazy. And if that's true at that point, right, the console will be, what, going on 2 years? And you're still having issues, and most people haven't played it, that's going to be a weird console generation, I tell you that. I still think, and I've honestly believed this, both Microsoft and Sony should have just waited. When this global pandemic happened, they kind of must have known that there was going to be some issues with distribution. They should have just waited, you know, waited a year, maybe 2 years, and get better chips and better processors and things and technology into their systems, as well as possibly having more games, and actually games worthwhile to play on those platforms, because at this point a lot of these games they look just as well on the PlayStation 4 as they do on the Xbox Series X or PlayStation 5. You know, I've seen some comparisons. Yeah, there's some update, you know, better texture and resolution, but not those massive jumps that we used to see back in the old days. So was it necessary to release it right now? Probably not, but still I would like to have one, because I know eventually the same thing that's happened to the PlayStation 3 will happen to my PlayStation 4, and it'll just be outdated and no more games will be released for it, at least for first party stuff. So, but anyways, that's my ramblings. If you like this kind of stuff and perspectives and ideas, please, you know, subscribe, like, comment. I love when people comment and have this engagement into the discussions about the topics that I post, and it just adds so much life and flavor to the channel. So with that, guys, take care. And I hope for you guys out there that you guys can get a PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X or S. And if you have, please tell me in the comments below, you lucky bastards. So, take care, guys, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.